The All-Star Game was last night. Major League Soccer's All-Stars beat Liga MX 3-1 in a game in Austin, Texas. If you didn't watch it, then you'd be the majority of the people. If you did watch it, you loved seeing Messi there, an all-star, playing in his first ever all-star game because he didn't show up to any of the others as a member of Inter Miami. 4869. Got that wrong. Here we go. Welcome back to Nothing Personal. Major League Soccer had an all-star game last night, and Leo Messi didn't show up. That's right. The face of the league, with the assistance of the team, Inter Miami, decided, yeah, I think rest would be better. There's no reason to go to Austin. There's no reason to be around with sponsors, with fans, with what's supposed to be the best exhibition. It's supposed to be the best of the best. Nope. Only a couple days ago, Inter Miami informed MLS, sorry, Messi and Alba, two All-Stars, they're not coming. They won't be in Austin. Well, there's a rule about that. You got to play in the All-Star game. Otherwise, you can get suspended. Major League Soccer is in a position where they've got a big decision to make. Don Garber had to address this issue because the rules say that when an All-Star doesn't show, the All-Star will be suspended for the next league match, which happens to be a game because the season's still happening. But would they actually suspend Messi? Would they in any way stop the most marketable player from playing in a regular season game? How do you have a different set of rules for Messi? He's not hurt. That was the excuse prior years. He's got an ankle this. He's got a shoulder that. He's got a tuchus this. Fine. But the thing is, this year, he didn't come up with any injuries. Is he tired? Maybe the extra games, all that talk, how they're playing too much, how the Club World Cup, it's too much, too many games. Major League Soccer was thinking about maybe we should change our schedule. Maybe we should have a same schedule as the rest of global soccer. The owners decided not to vote on it. The vote did not go forward. The negatives of changing that schedule are significant given what we've learned when we got a peek behind the curtain of this whole Apple streaming situation that Messi is the face of. As you recall, Messi gets a piece of subscribers. I mean, not a literal piece. We're not talking Jeffrey Dahmer situation. We're saying that if you give $20, that there's a chance that Messi gets a piece of that. We don't know how much. We know what his salary is. We know that an exception was made, that he was able to get other revenue that doesn't count toward the overall cap. The problem is nobody's subscribing and nobody's watching. Don Garber tried to put a positive spin on this by saying we're averaging 120,000 unique viewers per match. That's an increase of almost 50% from last year. Well, you know the math. That means last year it was 80,000 because 50% of 80,000 is 40,000. 80,000 plus 40,000 is 120,000. So they went from 80,000 to 120,000. And you may say to yourself, that sounds amazing. 120,000? Let's just see if we can put some numbers in perspective here. In the final year of the deal with ESPN and ABC, the Disney company, Major League Soccer averaged 343,000 viewers. We could call them unique viewers. We could call them not unique viewers. Some people have pierced ears. Some people have pierced bellies. Whatever the case is, 120,000, no matter how you measure it or slice it, second Dahmer reference, is fewer than 343. Now, you want to put 343 in perspective, I'm happy to do that, because that number, that doesn't sound good, does it? Not to me. The MLS Cup Final, when it was on Fox, drew 427,000. Do you know that there was a USL Championship game on CBS? The USL on CBS. 431,000 people watched. I'm just curious whether or not I'm doing math incorrectly. I'm just trying to figure out if Don Garber is saying that Major League Soccer now has a seat at the table with the four major sports when they went fully streaming, which other leagues are trying to think about doing a national strategy, but it's from a bigger base where they're also keeping games on other distribution channels. Take a look at what the NBA and the NFL did and what MLB is doing. How do you spin this? How do you spin the fact that Messi is not providing the sort of increases that one would have expected? But then at the same time, you want to be upset that Messi wasn't at the All-Star game. So Don Garber decided, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give some numbers that are going to make people believe, possibly who aren't paying attention, that things are great. Then I'm going to give an out to what happened with Messi and him not showing up to glad hand and to be around with sponsors, et cetera, and fans. So Garber said, hey, we had Leo play 90 minutes in almost all the games he's played. We have to manage through this as a league. The same time, we have rules. We have to manage through the rules as well. So we would have loved to have had Leo there. We should have known earlier. We should have addressed it earlier. So what he's saying is we're upset with Inter Miami for not telling us until 2 days before, when in fact they may not have known. Because I know when we have All-Stars on our team, we expect them to go to the All-Star game. And sometimes we are told later than we would have liked when a pitcher or a player doesn't want to go. Happens way more now than it ever did. But when you know you're breaking a rule and risking a suspension, it's strategic. Do you wait for the last minute? Do you say, oh, something came up. My dog ate my homework? Do you say he's got a little thing, a little spreckle in his connecticut joint? Or do you just come out and call Don and say, we're not playing him? He doesn't want to schlep on the private plane to Austin. He doesn't want to be a part of it. He's tired. Let's let him sleep because we've got bigger fish to fry. The thing is, they don't have bigger fish to fry. When you are part of a startup, and MLS is still a startup, even after all these years, your stars have to be there to buttress the startup because without it, it's going to crumble. Is Messi singularly responsible or in charge of the success of the entire league? I don't think so. But it is sort of telling that it went behind the streaming paywall. And last night's All-Star Game was the first All-Star Game since 2009 without a presenting sponsor. Do you know what that means? That means they changed their rate card to a place where the market said, no, you went too far. It's a bridge too far that you're asking the prices you're asking to be associated with your league, even though it has Messi. Because what MLS thought they were getting, what Inter Miami thought they were getting, other than a new stadium on a golf course, which is going to open relatively on time, maybe on budget, maybe with Messi, maybe without Messi. You'll see it as you are on final approach, landing to the west, flying into Miami. But maybe, just maybe, all of the pro formas, all the projections that they did, all of the hope and faith that they had that things were going to change, as it turns out, that change has not come at the speed or the breadth that they expected.